From translation, TLB, the Living Bible. This 311th day of the year. Today we are reading passages John 7-8. John chapter 7, verses 1-53. After this, Jesus traveled around Galilee. He wanted to avoid traveling through Judea because the Jews there were trying to kill him. But it was time for the annual Jewish Feast of Tabernacles, and Jesus' brothers said to him, "Leave here and go to Judea so that your disciples can see the miracles you are doing. No one who wants to become a public figure acts in secret. Since you are doing these things, show yourself to the world." For even his own brothers didn't believe in him. Jesus replied, "Now is not the right time for me to go, but you can go anytime. The world can hate you, but it can't hate me until my time comes. When you go to the feast, go with me." But he said this only because he didn't want anyone to know he was going, for his brothers had already left for the feast. A few days later Jesus went to the feast, not publicly but secretly. The Jews were constantly looking for him and asking, "Where is that man?" among the crowds at the feast. The Jewish leaders were whispering among themselves about him. "What do you suppose he will do?" they asked. Some say he is a good man, others argued, but others say he is a fraud who deceives the people. But no one dared to speak out publicly about him for fear of reprisals from the leaders. About halfway through the festival, Jesus went to the temple and began to teach. The people were amazed and asked, "How did he learn all this? He never went to the famous schools." Jesus answered, "My message is not my own. It comes from God who sent me. If you want to know whether what I say is true, you can test it by doing what God wants. Those who speak for themselves want honor for themselves, but he who wants honor for the one who sent him is a man of truth. There is nothing false about him. Didn't Moses give you the law, yet none of you obeys it? Why do you want to kill me?" The crowd replied, "You are demon-possessed. Who wants to kill you?" Jesus said, "I did one miracle on the Sabbath, and you were all amazed. But you circumcise a child on the Sabbath, so that the law of Moses won't be broken, and yet you get angry with me for healing a person on the Sabbath. Now if a child can be circumcised on the Sabbath, so that the law of Moses won't be broken, why are you angry with me for healing a man's whole body on the Sabbath? Stop judging by appearances, but judge by what is right." Some of the people who lived in Jerusalem said, "Isn't this the man they want to kill? But here he is, speaking in public, and they can't say a thing. Could our leaders believe that he really is the Messiah? But how could he be? For we know where this man comes from, but when the Messiah comes, no one will know where he comes from." Then Jesus, as he taught in the temple, cried out, "Yes, you know me, and you know where I came from. But I am not here on my own authority. He who sent me is real, and you do not know him. I know him because I come from him, and he sent me." At this they tried to arrest him, but no one laid a hand on him, because his time had not yet come. And many in the crowd believed in him. They said, "When the Messiah comes, won't he do more miracles than this man has done?" When the Pharisees heard what the people were saying about him, the leading priests and Pharisees sent temple guards to arrest him. Then Jesus said, "You will look for me, but you can't come where I am going, and you will search for me in your own land but not find me. Why? Because you can neither go where I am going nor come where I am coming from." The Jewish leaders were puzzled by this. On the last day, the climax of the festival, Jesus stood and shouted to the crowds. When the crowds heard these words, some said, so the crowd was divided about him. Some wanted him arrested, but no one laid a hand on him. Finally, the temple guards returned to the leading priests and Pharisees, who asked them, then they all went home. John chapter 8, verses 1-12. Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. Early the next morning he was back in the temple, and all the people gathered around him, and he sat down and taught them. As he was speaking, the teachers of religious law and some Pharisees brought a woman before the crowd and put her in front of him. But Jesus stooped down and wrote in the dust with his finger. They kept demanding an answer, so he stood up again and said, then he stooped down again and wrote in the dust. When the accusers heard this, they slipped away one by one, beginning with the oldest. Jesus was left there alone with the woman standing before him. Jesus spoke to the people once more and said,